The expat website Internations recently created their 2020 city rankings of the 10 best cities that their members, expats, find attractive places to live. Today, I'm going to go through those top 10 cities with you and share some common pitfalls that high net worth and high earning expats might fall into following lists like this. Hi, I'm Andrew Henderson here at Nomad Capitalist, our team of 36 people around the world, our network of global experts curated through years of travel, and yours truly helps 7- and 8-figure entrepreneurs and investors legally go where you're treated best. You can learn more at nomadcapitalist.com. So it is another top 10 list, another list of the best places to live for expats. We see a lot of these. We've talked about lists from everyone from HSBC to all sorts of other sources throughout the years. And I have my own usual issues with these, primarily because if you are a 7- or 8-figure entrepreneur or investor, your needs are different. You have taxes to take into consideration, whereas someone who makes $50,000 a year probably isn't concerned if their tax rate is 19% or 28%. But if you're making $5 million a year, it does make a difference whether the tax rate is 10% or 57%. Certainly the quality of life and the things and the consumer comforts and the accesses that wealthy people want are not always taken into account on these lists. But let's go through it and I'll share my thoughts because they have some that I agree with and they have some that I don't. So the first is Valencia, Spain. Beautiful city. Spent about a month there. Nice part of Spain. People like it there. Can't say that it was the world's best infrastructure. I remember taking a train up to Barcelona one day. Seemed to really take a long time. But it's a beautiful city, nice coast. I think you can find that in a lot of places in the world. But if you like Spain, I understand why Valencia makes sense. A lot of surfing there, I guess. So definitely makes sense. Alicante, Spain. Haven't been there myself. People like Spain. Number 3, Lisbon. Very nice city. Lots of nomads going to Portugal. Portugal does have not only numerous immigration programs, such as the Golden Visa program, they also have the 10-year non-habitual resident tax regime, which is not quite as tax-friendly as some people think it is. People think it's just a get-out-of-jail-free card from all tax, when it is not. There is still proper tax planning required for many different types of entrepreneurs. But it is one that I can get behind. I think Lisbon's a great city, relatively well-connected, nice place to be, gives you the European vibes without being overpriced. You can work towards citizenship. You can reduce your tax rate, if not to 0, maybe to 5 or to 7, something like that. Lisbon, number 3, good choice. Number 4, Panama City, pretty common place in the country, of course, of Panama. For Americans and Brits and Canadians, very common with them, some Germans too. They have the Friendly Nations visa program, as well as a new red carpet visa program where you can get permanent residence, if not immediately, then pretty quickly. By just putting money in the bank. You can also buy property there. Property prices are still relatively reasonable, quite frankly, I think, for what you're getting, being that it's a very tax-friendly country. It's not the cheapest place to live, quite frankly. I do find it to be a little bit overpriced, considering that I don't find it the most wowing city in the world. I never quite felt at home there. Nothing wrong with going there. I have a lot of folks who like it. But definitely a tax-friendly city, and I think we're moving in the right direction with a place where you can get great tax-friendly permanent residence. Number 5, Singapore. Certainly for a certain type of expat, Singapore is a great choice. I think it is needlessly expensive for many of us. Even if you can afford to live in Singapore, I think Kuala Lumpur offers you much of what Singapore does with a larger domestic market to be able to explore. And we've seen in the last year why being able to have a larger country to explore is helpful in some cases. And if I look at the home that I purchased recently, I purchased a larger home, it would probably cost me 10 times, 8 to 10 times what I paid in Kuala Lumpur. Is it worth tying up 4, 5, 6 million bucks to have a nice spacious house in a nice part of town? If you have 100 million bucks, maybe. But quite frankly, I just found that, I always talk about why Malaysia is a better option. We'll come to that in a minute. But Singapore, a great place if you just want the best of the best. Sometimes it's worth paying for. If you just want everything to be, sparkling clean, if you want everything to be super efficient, Singapore is worthwhile. Number 6, Malaga, Spain. These guys really love Spain, I'll tell you what. Spain. It's lists like these, by the way, that people come to me and say, my wife will only move to Spain. Believe me, whatever you can find in Spain, I promise you, you can find the cafes, you can find the beaches, you can find the surfing, you can find it somewhere else where it's more tax friendly and a little bit overhyped, a little bit less overhyped. Number 7, Buenos Aires in Argentina. Nice place, beautiful place. Obviously, in a country with constant economic chaos over the years. Not a bad place to live, I suppose, at least part-time. Wouldn't want to live there full-time from a tax perspective, but definitely I can see why it makes the list. Also kind of a schlep, quite frankly, to get to. If you're living my trifecta method, I think Bogota, a lot easier to get up and down the Americas and over to Europe. It's kind of tough if you're down in BA. Number 8, my beloved Kuala Lumpur. I'm glad it finally made a list because I think it's so often overlooked. KL, a hidden gem. I talked about why I think it's an affordable place to live. You have, some relatively high quality expats there. You have a lot to do. You have a great domestic economy. You've just got nice, beautiful, nice people, quite frankly, which I think is very important in terms of livability and being able just to get along and really have a great relationship with people in everyday life. Number 9, oh my goodness, these people are in love with Spain, is Madrid. Okay, Madrid's a nice place, and for a long time I thought Madrid was better than Barcelona. I know a couple of people in Madrid. Okay, it's the one place in Spain with no wealth tax, so I guess it has that going for it. But honestly, can we have enough? We've had enough with Spain. Please, can we find somewhere else besides Spain? And number 10, Abu Dhabi. I personally think most people would prefer the energy of Dubai to Abu Dhabi, which is perhaps a little bit too calm sometimes. It's almost like where all the old wealth is. And not a bad place to go. Have friends who live there. Nice place to be. Tax-free. Nice weather. Somewhat get left alone. So overall, I like a number of places on this list. And where I would choose, if I were using this Internations list, is I would be looking at Lisbon, Panama City, Kuala Lumpur, and Abu Dhabi/Dubai. I would potentially look at Singapore, but I think for most people, the idea of tying up a bunch of money in an investment and meeting all of the criteria to immigrate or starting a high-value business and paying a good amount of money in tax, even at low tax rates, is not as attractive as some of the other ones. But if it's worth it for you, you could put Singapore in there too. I love Singapore. I just like to highlight, I think it doesn't offer the value for folks who don't have to be in one particular place. So out of the 10 cities, 5 are relatively tax-friendly, Nomad Capitalist approved, and the others are in Spain. So which of these 10 cities would you most like to live in? Leave a comment below. I want to hear which of these cities is your favorite. How can Nomad Capitalist help you? 4 ways. Number 1, subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell to make sure you get our new video every day. Number 2, get a copy of Nomad Capitalist, the book. You'll learn a lot of my personal experiences over a dozen years of studying this stuff, as well as exactly some of the strategies that you can use to build your Nomad Capitalist plan. Number 3, if you're not sure where to start, but you want to come and learn from my team and I, you want to come and mingle with like-minded people, learn more about our live conference, Nomad Capitalist Live. It's coming up soon. And number 4, if you want some help right now because you've got a burning issue, you need something solved, you want to lower your taxes, get a second passport, or build the Nomad Capitalist lifestyle of your dreams, go to nomadcapitalist.com and click on Become a Client.